Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So as you can see by the title, I'm very excited to announce that my company, Untamed Motors LLC, is officially open for business. And I guess to be fair, I should say partially open for business. I say partially because, like many of you already know, my end goal, my ultimate goal is to have a very well-established, high quality used vehicle dealership where I have my own inventory of low mileage popular vehicles, predominantly Toyotas, right? So that is the end goal, and that component requires me to have a shop built and established. And that isn't going to happen until probably spring timeframe, unfortunately. So that piece of the equation is on pause. However, after speaking with the Department of Transportation here in Wyoming and the Department of Revenue, I did get the thumbs up to proceed with the auto broker / negotiation services. So that is what I'm going to present to you guys today, and just kind of walk you through what that's going to look like. There's a lot of unknowns for me as I navigate this process with you for full transparency. I've never started a company before. I'm not a guru at it by any means. But what I do know is this is something that I'm truly passionate about. You guys know, if you follow the channel, you know I've done it a few times on my own behalf, buying a vehicle and getting a great deal. And I take great pride in doing that. So I figured, why not take this as an opportunity to turn it into something legitimate as a company and offer it as a service to you guys. So what is it? So auto broker, that piece of the equation, auto broker and negotiation. The auto broker piece is me finding a vehicle for you on your behalf and negotiating the price tag down to what you feel comfortable paying. So pretend you've been on the hunt for a brand new 2022 or a 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Pretend you want a Lime Rush or a Solar Octane, right? So you're very specific, particular about the one you want, but you can't find it. You've made a number of phone calls, you called a bunch of dealerships, and either they're not available or they want a tremendous markup on it. They want 10 grand over a sticker. So instead of paying that, I encourage you to at least reach out to me. Reach out to me and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 2023 Solar Octane 4Runner TRD Pro. I'm hoping to pay MSRP for it. Can I hire you? Right? So that is when I would read through what you're hoping to pay, what you're trying to get, and I will decide if it's something that I could confidently pursue for you and successfully deliver for you, right? So I'll then take you on. As far as pricing goes, this is the part I kind of feel ugly talking about because I don't know. I don't really know what appropriate price tags are for me to charge for a lot of this stuff. I've done some homework online. I've looked at what other auto broker services charge. But of course, I'm not finding any particular one that really has a focus on like Toyotas, right? In like the $50,000 to $100,000 price tag range. But from everything I've read, I have noticed that $500 to $1,000 is a fair starting point for charging of a fee. And I'm open to feedback, guys. I'm not trying to be a total greedy fuzz for this, but at the end of the day, it does take a lot of time. It takes a ton of my time calling all these dealerships on your behalf and trying to negotiate price tags for you. So I hope you can value that. But most importantly, I'm confident in knowing that by you hiring me and paying whatever that fee ends up being, I will be saving you a lot more money than you would have going any other way. So that's what I'm confident in saying, and what I'm very hopeful in doing for you. So my priority really is to get you to be a returning client. It's weird saying client, but is for you to be a returning customer reaching out to me for your next vehicle or for your spouse's vehicle. So I'm more concerned about reputation over revenue. I truly am, especially from the beginning here. However, that is kind of where I'm starting. Okay, so $500 to $1,000, depending on the exclusivity of the vehicle and how rare and how hard it is to find, is what it'll be. So I was speaking with my wife the other night, and she asked a good question. She was like, "Hey, how do you ensure that people aren't going to just waste your time?" Is what she asked me. And honestly, it was a great question because I didn't have a good answer at all. I kind of came up with some parameters within my conditions here, my disclaimers for the actual arrangement that I will provide in paper and writing, but I don't have 100% answer. So I'm open to your feedback too on how to best navigate this moving forward. And I'll walk through my plan of action here in a second. But what she means is, how do I prevent someone from reaching out to me and saying, hey, I'm trying to find a 2020 or 2021 Toyota Land Cruiser Heritage Edition with less than 10,000 miles, and I'm hoping to pay less than $95,000. And if I decide to take them on and say, yeah, that's something I'll be trying to pursue, and I make a number of phone calls over the next few days, and I finally find one or two for them, and then I follow up and say, hey, I think I found a vehicle for you. It meets your parameters. Here it is. Do you want me to connect you with the seller? Do you want me to connect you with the dealership? And they say, no, actually, on second thought, never mind. I'm sorry. I don't have the financing in order, or whatever it is, right? And they back out last second. How do I prevent that from happening after I've already invested some time trying to make it happen for them, try to get them the deal? So I don't have the right answer. I don't have it right now, but I don't want that to prevent me from leaning forward on this. I'd like to think most people are good people. I'm a firm believer of that. So I'd like to think that I won't bump into that too often. So what I do ask is, if you do reach out to me, please be in a position where you are committed to getting that vehicle, and that you're not on the fence on it. You're not wishy-washy on it. You want this vehicle, and you are in a position to buy it too, right? You have the means to get the right financing for it. So I guess I'll leave it there. But the auto broker services are going to be cut up into two different categories, if you will. And this kind of answers that question there that my wife asked. And that is a priority client and an evergreen client. So it is exactly what it sounds like. The priority client is going to be my number one priority, right? So you're going to be my priority to find you your vehicle in a certain time frame. So the time frame that I'm allotting for myself is 14 days. So if you elect to be a priority client, you will put down $250 toward the agreed upon price. So if it's a TRD Pro and we agree on $750, that'll go toward that $750. But you put it down up front. You put it down as a deposit. Then after I find it, I have 14 days to find it for you. And when I do find it, I'll present it to you, say, hey, I found it. It's 700 miles away from you. It's within your parameters that you provided me. It's that sticker price. Do you want to proceed? Do you want to move forward with it? Do you want me to connect you with the dealership or seller? And then you'll say yes or no. So if you say yes, that is when I would collect the remaining $500 to equal the $750 total arranged agreement, right? And then I would connect you with the seller. But when I connect you with the seller, I ensure that the dealership or the seller, if it's private party, the numbers match what they told me. So they're not going to change it up on you. In a perfect world, I'm going to try to get in writing. So every time I'm going to try to get the arrangement in writing, so I can just present that and slide it over to you, kind of a thing. So as much transparency in the process as possible, and not giving anyone too much room of opportunity to pull an old switcheroo on anybody. So that is the intent behind the priority client. I have 14 days to find the vehicle for you that you want within the price tag and within the distance of your location desired. And that's my goal. What happens if I don't find it? You get a full reimbursement of the $250, of course. So I pay you back, of course, the $250. Really, it's just you putting skin in the game right from the beginning and showing that you're serious and committed to getting the vehicle. The evergreen client, if you're not interested in doing that, if you're not in a huge hurry to get it, you can be an evergreen client. So you just would fill out the same paperwork. You'll check evergreen client, and then you'll just write out exactly what the other person did too. Say, hey, I'm looking for a 2014 FJ Cruiser Trail Teams Ultimate Edition, hoping to find one with less than 40,000 miles. I'm willing to pay up to $41,000. So you'll kind of tell me your parameters, right? By the way, let me make it clear. I am only going to be searching for clean title, clear Carfax vehicles. I won't be trying to find any vehicle with any kind of accident on the history. So that's a personal thing for me, and I'm going to kind of inflict that upon the company here, because I want you guys to have a vehicle that I can have full confidence in is going to be perfect for you when you get it. I want you to be happy with it. So if you're an evergreen client, let me get back to what I was saying. Sorry. If you're an evergreen client, you'll fill out the same paperwork. You'll check evergreen, and instead of me having 14 days to really dig my heels in and try to find you this 2014 FJ Cruiser Trail Teams Ultimate Edition, I'll keep my ear to the ground. I'll continuously search for it, right? I'm not going to go full throttle, but when I happen to find one, stumble upon one, you'll be the first I call. I'll reach out to you and say, hey, I think I found the vehicle for you. It meets all your parameters. It's within your location. Even if it's outside of your location that you requested, I'll still let you know about it and say, hey, I found it. It's a little bit further away than you were hoping, but the price tag is right. And I've already negotiated XY, whatever, and then you can say yes or no. And if it's no worries. I'll still keep you on the client list. If you're just not ready to buy at that time, no worries. But if you say yes, that is when I would collect the payment and then connect you with the seller. So same thing. I hope that's clear. And I'm kind of a little bit all over the place with this, but I want to try my best to try to paint the picture for you. So priority client, $250 up front. I got 14 days to find it for you. Evergreen, I keep you in almost a Rolodex. So when I find that vehicle that meets your desires, I'll reach out to you and see if you want to take it. But again, when I reach out to you, this is kind of my own juggling and balancing act. I got to make sure that I'm not accidentally over divulging too many details to you where I'm saying, hey, it's in Akron, Ohio, and it has 28,000 miles on it. I give too many details to where you could say, oh, no, thank you, I'm not interested. But then you can call the dealership afterward and avoid paying my finding fee kind of thing. So these are the things that I got to kind of weigh through and think about. And again, I just hope that most people will do the right thing and it'll all work out. So just want to let you know I am thinking through that kind of stuff. The final thing, so those are the two auto broker search and acquire and negotiate service, right, for the auto broker. The other one is strictly negotiating. So pretend you find the vehicle, you find the exact vehicle you want. You know exactly where it's at. It's at a certain dealership, right? Before you even call them or after you call them, you can reach out to me and hire me to negotiate further for you. In a perfect world, I'd be the first person to negotiate it, but that can go either way. So you would call me. It's a flat fee of $250. Again, that might change. I don't know. I'm not positive that's the best price tag, but I think it is. I do think it's a fair starting point. So $250 to reach out to me. I will then call the dealership, again, of the vehicle you've already found, and then I will negotiate on your behalf and get the price tag down. I will only collect money from you. This is important. I will only collect the $250 from you if I am successful at negotiating the price down. And when I say successful, when the parameters I'm setting for myself is if I'm able to talk them down an additional $1,000. So if I'm able to get them down $1,000 more, hopefully even more than that is going to be my goal, but at least $1,000, that is when I'll collect the $250 negotiation fee from you. So I hope that sounds good. I hope that sounds fair. All that to say is you're saving a lot more than what you'll be paying me. I hope that's clear. So again, I feel kind of weird pitching these services out loud. I've never started a company before. I've never had to pitch services like this before. I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I don't know if this is going to be a great success or if it's going to totally fall on its face. I really don't know. But what I do know is, like I mentioned, I really am passionate about doing this stuff. And if it means turning it into kind of a side company, formalized company to help you guys out and to avoid you getting raked over the coals by greedy dealerships, I'm all for it. So I hope some of you take advantage of this and reach out to me. I'll put my email address in the description below, but untamedmotorsllc@gmail.com is where you can reach out to me for this service. And I'll respond back to you pretty quickly within 1 or 2 days for sure. So I'll reach back to you and I'll send you the documentation. You kind of read through everything and it should clearly present the process. And if you have any questions, of course, I'm totally open to chat with you and talk through it. I want you to feel good about it. Again, I am more concerned about the reputation of this company as I'm starting it up. It really is a matter of reputation over revenue for me, especially at the beginning here. So again, thank you for watching this video through. If you did, I appreciate it. And again, thank you for supporting the channel regardless. And I hope to hear from some of you. Until next time.